Proclamation from the office of Mayor Michael D. Quill, whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this year marks the 150th anniversary of the Tree Planters Holiday, Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in the state of Nebraska. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy, spiritual renewal, and beautify the community. And whereas trees express the order of the nature and show us all the strength of diversity and the advantages of interdependency in adapting with a changing world. And whereas trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, and fuel for our fires, and whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas the city of Auburn has been designated a Tree City USA for more than 30 years, and now therefore, Michael D. Quill, Mayor of the City of Auburn, on behalf of the City Council and citizens of Auburn, does hereby proclaim April 29th, 2022 as Arbor Day here in the City of Auburn.
Thank you, Clerk. This evening we have Dr. Walt Aikman here to accept the proclamation. Dr. Aikman, can you meet me at the podium, please?
You want me to meet you halfway? I promise I will say only a few words. As always, I wanted to thank Mr. Cuddy, the rest of the council. Mr. Dygert's not here, of course, I understand. I'm sorry, Mr. Quill's not here. Mr. Dygert's certainly here. Thank you very much for your time and attention to all the work you do. Yes, I'm buttering you up because I do want to ask you a favor, and you probably know what kind of favor it's going to be. Before I do so, I wanted to thank Richard Siemens and Jason Brown at the Department of Public Works, together with Onia Closter at the Department of Engineering. These are management and supervisor positions working basically for you and the rest of us in Auburn, working enormously hard, juggling very, very demanding workloads to help us plant trees in the city of Auburn. This is the 150th anniversary of Arbor Day. We all like milestones, we like birthdays, but this is also important because if you think back on what you remember, most of us remember what it was like to lose our elms. And they were big, majestic trees, and the canopies reached across our big boulevards, and then they were gone. We've lost about 10% of our tree population because of the emerald ash borer. And think about it, we're all preoccupied with all the stuff that we're on eggshells about, right? Oh boy, red, blue, left, right, this and that. We notice that we're losing more trees. We feel it. Even if we don't know that's what's going on, it's an aspect of what's adding to stress in our communities. And I can tell you the bad news is we've lost significant canopy since 2013. I have numbers, okay? We've looked at the satellite data. We've looked at the laser data called LIDAR. The data is there. And it's particularly impactful on low and moderate income neighborhoods. You don't take it from me. Talk to your police and your fire experts. When communities are going through stress, maybe a payday was missed, the temperatures are high, it's a long weekend, crime goes up, people get upset with each other. And one thing you can say about trees is they create shade. And in the summertime, they really do help keep neighborhoods cooler. And it's one of the most cost-effective ways we have to mitigate the negative impacts of climate change, is keeping our neighborhoods cooler. So here's my favor. We're trying to plant more than 100 trees this spring, and we're well on our way to doing so. We need to plant several hundred more this year. It's demanding, and it means we're going to ask of residents to take trees where sometimes they wish they wouldn't take them because they're expecting a bad tree from their memories of the past. majority of the trees the city is buying and that we're planting are low growers. They're slow growers. We're deliberately making sure not to disrupt sidewalks, power lines, and neighborhoods. So the favor I'm asking you is this: to offer us some leadership and institutional protection so that when people are upset and they think they're getting a tree they don't want, let's err on the side of caution and say, well, you know what, we're actually planting good trees. Let's talk about it before we reject it out of hand. So with that, I wanted to thank all the staff and all of you for this wonderful Arbor Day proclamation. Bye-bye.